What's up, desktoppers? Xavier Wills here for Desktop Bodybuilding, and we are back with another video. And today I'm discussing seven-time Mr. Olympia Phil Heath on his recent meeting with Dan Solomon, the Mr. Olympia president. Is he making a comeback in 2022 or beyond? Plus, what he actually said on his YouTube live video about a comeback, acting, and his midsection as well. Plus, we have new physique updates from Phil Heath. So all that plus much more. Let's get into it.
She was killed, and they
The
tried
top
to
six
cover it
girls
up.
really look great, but you seem to have that perfect
I
aesthetic
wasn't
look.
into hip hop or even soul music.
There are definitely people that need a little Viagra.
So before we get into this one, if you guys haven't liked this video or subscribed to Desktop Bodybuilding, please give this video a thumbs up, smash that like button, also subscribe and hit the notification bell button. That way you'll be notified of every video that goes up from myself, Xavier Wills at Desktop Bodybuilding. Plus stay tuned to the end of this video as well, because I'm going to discuss what's going on with Desktop Bodybuilding, what content I've got coming up going forward and what I want to sort of do. Plus I want your opinion in the comments below as well. I'm going to give some people a shout out as well that give me suggestions, and let me know what sort of content you want to see from Desktop Bodybuilding. That'd be much appreciated, guys. So please leave that in the comments below and let me know what you think about this video as well, and Phil Heath's potential comeback to the Mr. Olympia stage or another stage out there as well. So I'm sure everyone at this point has seen Phil Heath meeting with Olympia president, which is his title now, Dan Solomon. Just last night, they met over dinner for 4 hours and sound like they basically couldn't stop talking. I don't even know if they ordered dinner in the end anyway by what these posts say. So Phil shared what the Mr. Olympia actually posted up and added his own little caption and said, "Enjoyed a great dinner and chat with my friend at Dan Solomon official last night." Then put a little sunglasses smiley face emoji. To me, that suggests something good came from that meeting. Whether that means Phil's competing or it means something else, which I'll actually get into a bit as well, remains to be seen. And that post that was shared by the Mr. Olympia page said this, which is pretty interesting. "Spotted last night, seven-time Mr. Olympia Phil Heath and Olympia president Dan Solomon were seen last night at a restaurant in Fort Lauderdale. Neither was willing to share what was discussed, but both have confirmed the 2022 Mr. Olympia was a part of a discussion. More updates coming soon." Now, I'll let you know when I'm doing my reaction video what I actually think that is to what Phil Heath actually put up on his YouTube live as well, which I love Phil Heath's YouTube live. Make sure you check out his channel over on YouTube as well. Now, Dan Solomon's post, he put up this photo and said, "I met an old friend for dinner last night around 7:30. The place was crowded when we arrived, but by the time we finally stopped talking, 4 hours later, everyone had gone home. The doors were locked. They were mopping the floors." And then he put like a little, I don't know, emoji, and then put at Phil Heath. So obviously this meeting went well. Like, these guys wouldn't be posting it and plastering it everywhere. Plus Dan's smart as well. He knows obviously this is going to get people talking about the Olympia. The Olympia is a long way away still. It's normally, once the Arnold Classic's finished, we're looking at 6 months away to being the Mr. Olympia in, September or whatever. We're going to wait till December this year. So it's a long wait to the Olympia. It's going to be 15 or so months between Mr. Olympias, which is a huge amount of time compared to normal. And I think he wants to keep that buzz going. So I think this is very smart, regardless of if Phil Heath is coming back or whatever. But let's get into the reaction.
So it says, "Why are you losing your size, Phil? Please improve your body like 2011.
Please improve your body like 2011. So I believe that was the first year that Phil actually won the Olympia, and he looked incredible, as you can see on the screen right now. Now, improve your body like that. I mean, Phil, even when he lost the Olympia first time to Sean Flexitron Roden, his physique was great outside of the midsection. That was the reason why he actually lost the Olympia. People said he came in off. The only thing that was off was sort of his midsection. He was shredded inside out. So that's a sort of funny comment to me.
So we'll talk about that real quick. Rock, don't worry. Yeah, I'll go ahead and pin your comment. But I lost size after competing in 2020, because in 2021 I was looking to film, or getting to acting. So that was one of the main reasons why I wanted to make sure that I lost some size. And it was a great experience to be able to go through that process. And now I'm just really, to be quite honest, just enjoying the gym in a much different way. I have no ambitions of growing another 25, 30 pounds. Currently, I'm like 255 pounds.
So he's not interested in growing another 25 or 30 pounds right now. So it seems to me, at least from what he's saying, unless he's, you know, saying in the instant right now, we're still however many months away from Mr. Olympia, 9 months or whatever it is right now, maybe a little less, that he's not interested in putting on 25 to 30 pounds. Now, he could mean right now, he could mean maybe that changes in, you know, 5 months time, 4 months time or whatever, because Phil doesn't need to spend a year getting huge. He's got amazing genetics, obviously. So that suggests to me that it might be more of a comeback in the future, not so much 2022.
And I think that's a pretty good size for me. And, you know, necessarily rushing into competing is probably not a smart idea. My thing is about overall health. And a lot of people have commented, you know, saying like, oh man, you look so healthy. And
I will say this, Phil looks incredibly healthy lately. Like his skin, everything looks great. I believe Phil's in his 40s right now. I'd have to check it out. I think he's early 40s, but he's looking fantastic. I mean, he looks younger than he did, I think, a few years ago. So whatever he's doing is the right thing. And he's, you know, like you said, he's 255 right now. He's still got plenty of muscle. Looks fantastic, as you can see by these recent photos he's posted up. This one was from the Boston Pro. He posted this one where his midsection looks pretty tight, but I mean, anyone can sort of take a photo and pull it in a little bit if that's the case, but I can't see his midsection poking out through any of his shirts or anything like that from a Boston Pro, and he looks incredibly healthy. He looks like he's still a really good size. He's not obviously huge, massive bodybuilder Phil Heath, but he's not normally huge in his off season unless it's like, you know, right before he starts a prep or right at the start of a prep or anything like that. So,
you know, wow, like your skin looks good and this and that, which are definitely things that at 42 years young,
early 40s, nailed it, 42.
I always want to make sure I have. So, you know, I think it's very interesting how a lot of bodybuilders over the past couple of years have passed away. Unfortunately, that has happened. We don't know why, but most importantly, I wanted to make sure that I was doing everything in my power to make sure that I was being as healthy as possible. And that was another reason. A quick shout out to my friends and partners over at Transcend HRT Clinic that I got with them, because I want to make sure my blood work is on point and I was taking everything very, very slow and methodically. And you guys saw the picture just from the other day of me chilling in the kitchen, holding up my favorite Cuban empanadas. And you can see that my abs look way better. And that was definitely something that I felt, you know, I mean, let's face it, guys, like we talked about this before, you know, that was a huge deterrent for me winning number 8 from what the judges were saying and a lot of fans were saying.
So I'm glad Phil's actually recognizing this now, and I think this will sort of diffuse the situation a little bit, in my opinion, because there are obviously a ton of people with, you know, messed up body parts or torn body parts or whatever, and obviously Phil being Mr. Olympia, 7-time Mr. Olympia, going for number 8, the record tying, there's going to be even more focus on him and whatever issues he has going on.
So in order for me to want to come back and to do anything, you know, I think I need to address those things and make that into a strength. And I definitely take up on that challenge. I just want to make sure I'm taking the necessary time to heal. And by me taking, you know, a couple peptides that I mentioned, thymosin beta-4 and BPC 157, injecting that every day around that area has reduced all the inflammation and distension. And quite frankly, I've been able to pull that vacuum off pretty good every now and again, especially first thing in the morning with no food. And I'll probably start doing some videos, because I remember my good friend Juan Morel used to do those videos in the morning.
So this is really cool to hear that he's been pulling vacuums and doing all that sort of stuff, because I always wondered, coming back into the Olympia when he's making his comeback in 2020, will he be doing vacuums? Will he be doing all he can? I'm like, I'm sure he is. Was he back then or not? I don't know. But at least he's doing it now. And I think whatever measures he's doing, like he said, like he's injecting straight into the midsection, helping the inflammation there and all that sort of stuff. Love to hear it. And I wonder if he's doing this for a comeback or just doing it because he wants a tight midsection.
And I was like, man, like, how does he do this? And, you know, I realized that I wasn't able to breathe through my diaphragm, because right below that, I had surgery right there. So, hey, when you have a hernia around that area, and then after you have surgery a couple of times, the tissue is still compromised. So it wasn't fully healed. But now I can pull in and also pull belly button to spine at the same time. I'm like, holy smokes, this is dope. So anyway, that's why the size has been diminished, because I didn't feel like it was necessary to pound on extra amount of weight while I'm trying to deal with an issue.
So this is part of a reason why I think in 2020, maybe he wasn't at his biggest. He did say he missed the mark in 2020, I think a little later in this video, because I just sort of skimmed over it earlier. But I believe it's because, you know, you're not going to want to go and do heavy bent over rows, heavy deadlifts, or heavy anything really, if you've got a hernia issue that you're worried about, you've had surgery on and all that sort of stuff. So maybe he wasn't able to lift the same weights to have that same wow to his physique. Plus the midsection was still an issue in 2020, and that's why he slipped back to third and didn't get the, you know, second place or even obviously winning the show.
Let me deal with the issue, and if that's something I want to do, then I'll do it. Roger Lockridge said, any thoughts about you competing in the Masters Olympia in 2023 if that happens? Probably not. I mean, I think that would be kind of a cakewalk. I think more people would be, to be quite honest, more disappointed because they'd see me dominate that thing and then wish that I did the Open. So, you know, it would be funny of doing both Masters and Open, but I'm not that old, so I don't even know what the qualifications are. And let's keep it real, guys. I have no idea of what the money looks like as well. And I'm at this point in time too, where, you know, I want to make sure that I'm utilizing my health and my time in the gym wisely. So if I was to do a competition, it has to serve even a greater purpose. So I hope that maybe answers your question. No one's going to reach out to me about it probably, but I will. Well, you never know. I shouldn't say that. You know why? Because I have a dinner with Dan Solomon tomorrow night. Oh, shit.
So he obviously mentions the dinner with Dan Solomon. So I knew that was actually going to happen. I thought photos would come out about it. And, you know, he mentions about, you know, doing the Masters Olympia. Maybe Dan Solomon has something to do with that. Maybe the Mr. Olympia, they're talking about him competing, maybe in 2022, 2023. But the thing that I think he's actually doing, and the reason why him and Dan Solomon were meeting, I think was because Phil Heath, I believe, will be commentating the 2022 Mr. Olympia. He's talked about that. He's talked about wanting to do more of it. I think this is a no-brainer. He was great at the Boston Pro. Whatever he did, I think he put time and effort into actually, you know, I suppose, doing that. I don't think that he just walked in and did it. If he did, then credit to Phil Heath. He's got a great mind and he's a great commentator if he didn't actually work on it. If Phil actually works on it, and he hasn't worked on it as much as maybe I think he has, then he will be one of the best out there. This is a talent for him, and I think he's absolutely fantastic at doing it. He analyzes physiques. He's not too negative. He's not just all positive. He explains it. It's just, I think he's brilliant at it. So hopefully that is the case for Phil Heath. I'd love to see it come back maybe a little bit more, but I'd love to see him commentate that 2022 Mr. Olympia.
Man. Ever since getting back from the Boston Pro, you know, my phone's been ringing off the hook, and a lot of you guys since our last live have talking about, you know, should I be doing more commentary? So the answer is yes. I'm going to be doing more of that. I'm very excited for new opportunities. I'm going to be doing, you know, some things obviously with my own show with the Phil Heath Classic, which will be going on in College Station over in Bryan, Texas, April 2nd. So I'll be out there April 1st on April Fool's Day to actually.
So there it is. He talked about commentating. He wants to do more of it. I think he'll be commentating with Mr. Olympia. That's what I think came from a meeting with Dan Solomon. Do I think Phil Heath will actually make a comeback? I think he will. Will it be this year? I don't think it will be. He wants to pursue acting. He's got other things that he wants to do. He mentioned an interview or a video or something he did a while back that he does want to have the opportunity to be able to walk away from the stage for a couple of years like Arnold did and then come back and try to win another Mr. Olympia, and people should almost allow him to do that. And obviously he's allowed to do it. He's qualified for life. But at least, you know, give Phil a couple of years. Just let him step away, do his thing, acting, pursue whatever other things he wants to do, whether it's having a kid or anything like that, and then come back to bodybuilding, and I would love to see it in maybe 2023.
I should have been stretching a lot throughout my career, and I didn't. And now I'm actually going to a therapist to stretch me out once a week. So I'm trying to do that every day, but then I actually go see a person who puts me through these different movements just to get me more flexible. And actually that's helped me with my abdomen as well.
So another modality that Phil's doing for his midsection, which is great to see. And I just wanted to include that in the end as well, because obviously Phil's midsection is a massive talking point. But let me know what you think in the comments below. What do you think about what Phil Heath had to say? Do you think he'll be commentating the 2022 Mr. Olympia, or do you think he's actually going to make a comeback ever 2022 Mr. Olympia, and can he win it again? So let me know all that in the comments below. Also, let me know what you want to see in terms of content from this channel. Do you want to see the longer form podcasts? Do you want to see more just like of these sorts of videos, reaction videos? Obviously, my channel, if you've watched my last video, has been demonetized. Christian Duke actually did an article on this as well, and he's always been a great supporter of me. So thank you, Christian. And it's cool to see a lot of people reaching out to me and being like, well, where's your videos and what's going on? Are you going to still keep doing them? And yes, I'm going to still keep doing videos on desktop bodybuilding, and there's going to be a lot more of them as well. And hopefully my channel gets monetized again. That will help me a huge amount. But if you are a sponsor or anything like that, you've got a good product that you think would, my listeners and my viewers would, enjoy, hit me up, let me know, and maybe we could work something out and keep this channel going and growing as well. And I've also got some t-shirts available as well. So make sure you click the link in the description below, or they should be actually below this video as well. So that's it for this video. If you guys like and appreciate this content, please give this video a thumbs up, smash that like button, also subscribe and hit the notification bell button. That way you'll be notified of every video that goes up for myself, Xavier Wills at Desktop Bodybuilding. So for Xavier Wills, Desktop Bodybuilding, we are out.